Here we are, another week, another walk. Still dark. Starting to come up though. Slightly different this week, but in a positive way. It's time of year, Thursday just gone. I normally go to Cheltenham races and things, drinking all day and getting up the following day. Rough, going to do it all again, but I've chose different this year. So stick around and I'll get into that more a bit later on, but let's just try and find our path getting up here first, is it? Spoke about being up here before in these mountains and things, and the feeling it does, and it's why I chose to go to Everest. And when I actually break it down, I can't wait for the moment to get to Everest Base Camp and the early morning hike up to be able to see the sunrise come up over Everest. That's what ultimately is driving me, I think, to see that, because you come up here, albeit it's not light yet, it's windy, it's still cold, but you can just feel the valley waking up. And just, I mean, this is nothing compared to where we're going to be going up Everest, but it's just that sense of the views of everything you get up here. It's just phenomenal. Mention about what I'm looking forward to with Everest and the views and things and going up there. I know I've mentioned in videos before, when I look back through videos and look back through last week's, I found myself becoming my biggest critic. And is it critic? Probably finding little things that I might be overthinking, and I'm terrible for that. But last week I mentioned out for a morning walk and let's go and see if we can see the sunset. That's not going to happen in the morning. Using a microphone, getting used to it. I mean, the first video I did, the walking video up here, it was really crackly and shit sounding, and just forgetting to use it and thinking, why am I using that? And is it going to look silly using that? And it's needed, to be honest, especially when it's windy. It's real difficult when it is windy. But again, looking back through last week's video, I'm out and about by myself, how fast I walk. I don't notice I'm doing it, and I don't know why I'm doing it. There's no reason. It's constantly pushing myself, and there's no reason. It's not in a race, it's not a rush, it just tends to be what I do, and I can see myself how fast I'm walking in the videos. And I suppose if we are doing life lessons, that's a lesson I learned, that if I'm not going to pick fault in myself, then, or willing to learn from the mistakes I see myself doing, I can't. It means I can't take criticism. It's always be to take criticism and move forward and develop with that. It's learning from the little things we see in ourselves that we're doing wrong that we can learn from. And if someone's criticising, then take on a chin. It's part of life. We got to take criticism. How we work with that, and how we develop that, and how we change that. But yeah, I'm terrible at picking faults in myself. There's three things I picked up on last week's video. The sunset part, it was the morning. Real stupid. I was going to put a comment on it. I thought, let's just see how it goes, and then keep mentioning about the microphone and the fact of how fast I'm walking. But 7 weeks in, and the daughter mentioned about how I do the camera so low and on these selfie sticks. It's strange, but yeah. So I suppose that's this week's life lesson. But just get into parts where you can see for miles, and it just makes a difference to everything. I spend time in a week trying to think, what am I going to say on these walks, and then try writing things down and things like that, and then it just sounds shit all the time. And fine, when I relax more and I'm up here just walking, just saying what comes to my head is working and helping, and it becomes easier. And I do apologise in future videos if I keep repeating what I've said in previous ones, but so be it. But we're heading off down here now, and I'm hoping to get a view from the first video I did of Mind Over Mountain. I did a bit of a shot there, but you couldn't see anything. Let's see if we can see something different today. I mentioned earlier on that this time of year, Thursday just gone, I normally go to Cheltenham, drinking all day, and then wake up the following day and go out and do it all again and watch the races in a pub. But I was saying I won't get back to that. The reason I haven't this year is because I've chose to focus on on this. And the reason I've chose to do that is that I've been through some big changes over the last year in a positive way. And it's probably about this time last year, the mindset started shifting towards wanting to change and doing things different. And I spoke about that in previous videos. If you haven't watched that one, I'll drop it in here now. Go and watch that after you've watched this one. And I went through mindset shift, a massive mindset shift on wanting to improve me, and again been criticizing myself about things and that. And there were small changes happening this time last year, and I didn't see them until after I'd been through it. And I went through a big shift, changing me by focusing my mind on something else, and I managed to do that by fully focusing on wanting to do it. And then September come, and I joined up with Chris, who's been a big part of this of things and the weight loss journey I went on. And he did a diet plan for me and a weights plan for me and everything, and it made a massive difference, and that helped. And I went through that not thinking I'd be able to achieve that, but I lost 4 stone in 5 months doing that, and that come from the mindset shift overall. So I went through a mindset shift, focusing on, and I achieved. I went through a weight loss journey. Could I do it? Well, I did. I achieved. I dropped 4 stone in 5 months, and it's still going down. So I'm like sticking to it by focusing on it. Now I chose to focus on this and to change my life for the better. Will it work? I don't know. But if I'm not willing to give it a go, fully focused, then I might as well not bother. And again, this time last year and previous to that, I would have started things and stopped because things got difficult or shit, and I just didn't want to continue with it, and thought, I don't know how to overcome that problem, and I stopped. So I'm focusing on this year, and I'm not saying I won't revisit Cheltenham, I won't revisit things again, but to give something your full go, I think it's worth it. So again, stick around. Let's see how it goes. If it works, if it doesn't, then I'm not lost anything, because I'm really enjoying doing it. One thing I will say, if anybody's got any advice on how to film a bit easier when it's windy, because I wanted to film up and around there, but it's too windy and it just wasn't sounding very good. So any advice on how I can improve that, that'd massively help. Thank you.
Here we are back. 14k, 2.5 hours. Cup of coffee now. In front of the fire. I wanted to do a bit more videoing up there, but the wind and the rain come in and you just can't hear me, and it's something I need to look in how I can improve that, because you just can't hear even with a microphone. It just got worse and worse. But let's see where we go next week. But let's hope we have some better weather, because this weather, it just doesn't seem to be improving. We had a couple of dry days not long ago, but we're back to the rain and the wind and things, aren't we? So hopefully we have some nice weather soon. But if you know of any walks around South Wales, drop a comment, let me know, and we'll have a look.